Thank you, Speaker. I rise to speak on the motion brought to this chamber on behalf of the Greens. The motion brought to the chamber on behalf of the member for North Shore, and on behalf of the Greens wish to speak, raising significant concerns around where we're at in relation to this debate. Where we're at, as it appears to be, we have gone from a situation where we're talking about the serious harms of gambling, of poker machines, and of money laundering into a political point-scoring exercise between both the government and the opposition in terms of who we're commending, who we're condemning, who we're moving on. And what we want to be doing in this chamber is recognising that we have a responsibility to act to address gambling harm and money laundering. And from that point of view, I want to thank the member for North Shore for putting this on the agenda and for allowing us to have this debate in a way that addresses that. I think it's really critical that we look at the impacts of gambling harm, and along those lines, I'd like to foreshadow, in keeping with the member for Sydney's comments about the idea that we need to be focused on the main game of reform here, a Greens amendment that would seek to bring us all together and to, instead of scoring political points, address the fact that we all as members of this place have responsibility to act. The amendment that the Greens will be moving will be to delete everything after the word "that" of the amendment. And just to be clear for the new members in the chamber, we are currently amending the amendment, not the motion that was originally circulated. The Greens amendment would remove everything after the word "that" and replace it with remove everything after that and replace it with "this House recognises that every member in this Parliament has a responsibility to act to end gambling harm and money laundering." It is the Greens' view that if we are going to work through this with all of the pressures and influence that we have seen of the clubs industry, of the gambling industry, and of organised crime and money laundering through this process, we have seen how gambling harm preys on our communities. We have seen how it corrupts our politics. And I'm proud to be a member of the Greens, a party which is just the only party represented in this place that does not take corporate donations or donations from gambling or clubs industry. But the reality is that the gambling industry continues to wreak ongoing harm and damage to our communities, reaping massive profits from poker machines while enormous personal toll is taken on individuals and families experiencing profound financial stress. Over the last 30 years, poker machines have taken $135 billion from people in New South Wales. They are designed to draw people in, to addict them with families who can least afford being hardest hit by the pokies' pain. In the Greens are clear, the crossbench is clear, and it seems that everybody in this chamber is clear that we actually want to act to address the pokies' harm that is being caused on our communities. The way that we can demonstrate a willingness to our communities that we are not addicted to political point scoring, just like so many in our communities are addicted to poker machines and gambling harm, is to demonstrate right here and right now that we will all take responsibility, that we will all take responsibility in this Parliament for ending gambling harm and money laundering. The Greens want to see a whole lot more, and I recognise that the member for Murray is here.
Order, and members, order. There's too much noise.
Has a significant commitment, as do many on the crossbench. The member for Sydney, the Greens, have an absolute commitment to see reform in this space. We want to see a cashless gambling card introduced. We want to see making pubs and clubs pay for the harm that they've caused by pokies. We want to phase out poker machines in pubs by 5 years and clubs in 10 years. And we want to introduce mandatory statewide cashless gambling cards for all pubs and clubs. I would say that we need to reduce gambling harm in so many ways, but right now here in this chamber is not the time for us to score political points and create division. It is to show unity and say that all members in this place have the responsibility to act when it comes to ending gambling harm and money laundering.